It is indeed a pleasure to have you join me one more week on Be Encouraged. Thanks for joining. Today, regardless of what you're going through, God wants to remind you that He deserves your highest praise. Yes, regardless of how you're feeling today, regardless of how you're doing today, whether you're happy or sad, feeling defeated or discouraged, God is saying to you today, my son and my daughter, I deserve your highest praise. Will you dare to trust me and lean not on your own understanding? And will you dare to submit to me and give me your highest praise? Because if you do, I, your God, will direct your path. Today's reading comes to us from a very familiar book in the Bible, the book of Proverbs. And it's Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. And it says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not unto your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, submit to him, give him your everything, and he will make your path straight. He will direct you. He will guide you. If you dare to trust in him, lean on him, and submit to him. And so, I do not know today the difficulties that you had last week or the challenges that you had. Because when you're going through difficult times, it is difficult to trust. It is difficult to give God praise because the enemy doesn't want you to do that. But God is saying today, my son, trust in me. My daughter, trust in me. You may not understand why you have that diagnosis. You may be questioning why. God, I'm your child. How could this be? God, I need this. How could this be? What is happening? I don't understand. And you're trying to figure it out. But God is saying today, trust me with all of your heart. The expectations that you had last week, they may have not come to pass. They may have been usurped by someone or something. There may be a deviation in the plan. But God is saying today, I deserve your praise, and I want you, my daughter and my son, to trust in me with all of your heart. You see, trust is a very important word. When you trust somebody, it means that you confidently believe that whatever the person says, he or she will do, they'll do it. No matter what it takes, they're going to do what they say they're going to do. And that's what God wants you to do today, to confidently put your trust and your faith in him, and to submit that difficulty, that challenges, that situation that is driving you crazy, that is allowing your mind to go from A to Z in a second, that you're trying to figure out and you're trying to understand, and you can't understand it, and the questions that you have no answer. God is saying today, I want you to trust me with all of your heart. I want you to lean on my understanding because it is limitless, but yours is limited. I want you to lean on my understanding because they're higher than yours. I want you to trust me. Trust me as you go through this process. I am taking you through a process, and I want you to trust me and submit it to me. And I, your God, will direct your path. I will make them straight. I will be with you in the storm. I will be with you in the rain. I will be with you when you're crying. I will be with you when you're praying. I will be with you when you're mourning. I will be with you. Submit it to me, and I will see you through. When Job was going through his difficulties, he had a number of questions for God. And surprisingly, God didn't answer Job's question. But he reminded Job of his goodness, his greatness, his might, and his power, and of who he is and was and will always be. And Job said in Job 42, verse 2, I know, God, that you can do all things. Do you believe today that you can trust in God enough over that situation that you can submit it to Him because He can do all things and no purpose that God has for you? No demon from the pit of hell, no powers of darkness, no principalities, nothing can stop the plan that God has for you. Nothing can stop it. Yes, there may be interruptions in the way, but God said, if you dare to trust me, my son and my daughter, I will see you through. If you dare to lean on my understanding and not yours, and if you dare to submit it to me, I, your God, will direct you through it, and I will see you through as pure gold. Will you trust in God today? And while trusting Him, will you secure and give Him the praise that He deserves? Trust in the Lord with all of your hearts and lean not on your own understanding. The enemy would like you today to lean on your understanding. He would like to raise more questions than answers and allow you to be discouraged and feel defeated and feel like the world is ending for you. But God is saying, no, trust in me. Lean on me. Submit to me, and I will direct you. Will you? Will you trust in God this week? Will you give that situation to God? Will you give that challenge to God? Will you give that difficulty to God? Will you give that desire to God? Will you give that dream to God? Will you give that circumstances to God? Will you give that relationship to God? Will you give that marriage to God? Will you give that career to God? Will you give it to Him today? Will you submit it to Him today so that He can lead you and guide you? He told Paul, my grace. While you go through the process that you're going through, you can be guaranteed that you are not alone. God said to Paul, my grace. And if He told Paul that His grace was sufficient, you are His child as well. And He's saying to you, yes, it is also for you. My grace is also for you. It is sufficient to keep you. And my power will be made perfect in your weakness. So trust in me with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Will you do that this week as you go through the difficulties and the challenges and the things that you're going through? Because God knows exactly what you're going through. He knows what you're feeling. He knows how you feel. And He knows how the devil wants you to feel. But He's saying, my son and my daughter, don't give up. Have faith. Give me my praise and trust in me with all of your heart. So God bless you. Have a wonderful week. And remember, regardless of what comes this week, it may be you're seeking a job and you have no offers yet, but God is saying, trust in me with all of your heart. I am coming through for you. Submit to me. I'm going to direct you. I'm going to see you through, and I'm going to take you through. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. And please do join me next week for a brand new video on Be Encouraged. And remember, two things. God deserves your highest praise regardless of what you're going through. And He wants you to trust in Him with all of your heart and lean not unto your own understanding, because He's God and He can do all things, and nothing can stop the purpose that God has for you. God bless you.